And we are live. Hello, everybody.
Hello.
Thank you for joining us on this Sunday evening, not a Monday morning, for your benefit. I think Seth and I were not our full selves early Monday morning for last week's episode.
I didn't even know that happened. So
Yeah, it was the 4th of July, and they were shooting off fireworks in both his neighborhood and mine. So we knew that it would, you'd be able to hear it and it would be noisy. So we got up at like 9 my time and 10 his time, and we recorded the whole show Monday morning, and we were both like loopy from being tired and getting up early.
yeah, I don't know about a morning show. I don't know about that.
I have to have the whole day to warm up.
I guess when we used to film the attractions show, we would do that in the mornings. We would get up bright and early and go over to give kids the world.
Yeah, I need time. Hi, Michael. Good to hear about your mom doing much better. Just finished packing up for Florida, hopefully 3 to 4 weeks. What's up, Quinn?
Chilling.
Chilling. Hi, thanks for coming. Rodney, good evening to you. Seth is not here. He is at Disneyland right now.
Gosh, I wish.
Yeah, I wish that. God, I wish that were me. No, Seth is just having the time of his life at Disneyland, running around, finishing up the last bit of research for his book. What kind of show is this? This is the Attractions Podcast Live, where we record this week's episode of the Attractions Podcast, and you get to watch in case any goofs and gaffes happen. You never know.
And we talk about attractions.
Yeah. All right. We are at 48. I'm going to go ahead and call it.
Okay.
In 3, 2. Hello, everyone, and welcome to episode 95 of the Attractions Podcast, sponsored by Destinations with Character Travel. I'm Brittany.
And I'm Quinn.
And we're here to talk to you about the latest and greatest in theme park news and more, as well as what's going on in our own lives. And this week, I have Quinn back with me while Seth is away at Disneyland. What's up?
I am once again not Seth. I wish I were. He is in Disneyland. He's going to Avengers campus. I know he was early this morning. He was up trying to get. Did you ever talk to him, see if he got on Spider-Man?
No, I didn't.
I hope he got his pass.
I hope so too. I can't wait to hear his thoughts.
Yeah, me too.
Positive or negative. But man, wish that were me. Black Widow talk. Have you seen Black Widow yet?
Yeah.
Quinn? Okay. Yes. Yeah, we could discuss that a little bit. This past week, I feel like all I've done is watch movies.
Lucky you. I've been at work.
Oh, I will at night. But you've seen Black Widow. What did you think about it?
I liked it. It's not, my favorite. I feel like I'm more of a fan of like the magic side of the MCU lately.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess it's magic and multiverse and anything that has to do with like fantastical stuff. And
yeah,
but Black Widow is like, I'm watching a Bourne film. Like,
yeah, I watched it a while back, and then we rented it on Premiere Access, so Josh could watch it. And I liked it. It was okay. I didn't really have any expectation for it, but the supporting cast was so good. Florence Pugh was made for the Marvel Cinematic Universe. She is so funny. She is so down to clown when it comes to this role, and
it makes me a lot more excited for Hawkeye. And I was already excited to, get why am I blanking? Wow, what's her name? What's the actress's name? Who's gonna be Hawkeye? She's in Bumblebee. I think we talked about her last time.
Oh gosh, her name just
she's great, and I'm
married to her. She's great. I wonder when Hawkeye's supposed to come out this year, right?
I believe so. Yeah.
Yeah. So we'll
Miss
get
Marvel
that
as well.
Yes.
year.
I think the Marvels and Hawkeye, or Miss Marvel comes out
Not
this year, and Hawkeye, and then the Marvels is next year.
Yeah.
We still haven't gotten a trailer for Spider-Man yet, and that movie comes out in less than 6 months. So
my personal prediction is that they're waiting for the last episode of Loki because it'll affect the multiverse, and that's the potential, subject of the Spider-Man film. But
yeah, I can't wait. I'm itching to see Alfred Molina as Doc Ock again. I watched Spider-Man 2 maybe a week and a half ago, and it's good. Okay, everybody, it's good. Give Sam Raimi another chance and rewatch those Spider-Man movies.
I rewatched the Amazing Spider-Man movies not too long ago, and I'm very excited for to see what they do with Electro.
Because I did not like it.
Yeah. And Andrew Garfield, and like we said, I think we talked about this a little bit last time, but like I'm holding out for Emma Stone Gwen.
Yeah, see,
I don't think it'll happen, but I want it to so much.
I'm keeping my fingers crossed for Willem Dafoe, Norman Osborn, because if you have seen Black Widow, the end credits scene potentially sets up something that could relate to Norman. We can talk about it after the podcast because it's still too soon.
Norman?
Yeah.
The Black Widow. Okay, if you say so.
We'll talk about it.
I feel like that's a big conspiracy. No,
it's a thing.
Okay. All right.
All right. Anyway, let's get into the news. First up this week, a new theme park has been announced for the Tennessee, Nashville area called Storyville Gardens. It's 130 acres, and it's supposed to begin construction in mid-2022 and offer a theme park, multiple hotels, and over 220,000 square feet of entertainment, dining, and shopping, which sounds insane.
I have never been to Tennessee.
You're missing out.
I know. I really want to get out there. I want to go to Dollywood and all that. Maybe I'll just wait, and this will open up, and it'll all be there.
Yeah. Well, Nashville is a bit away from Pigeon Forge.
Oh no, Tennessee is. I've never been. I don't know how far things are from each other.
No, it's okay. Nashville is like Middle Tennessee.
Okay.
But it's. All we have are concept art renderings of it, and it looks very fantastical, kind of not quite Evermore, but
oh yeah,
maybe a little less Ren Fairy,
or not books specifically, but like stories from different countries. Is that what it is?
Yeah, so the land is divided up into sections like the Americas, Europe, Asia, Africa, and they all have various attractions and experiences based on that region of each land. And the people who are working on it, you might recognize some of their work in the parks, like the Hogwarts Express train photo op in the Wizarding World of Harry Potter Hogsmeade, and the Star Wars Where Science Meets Imagination Traveling Museum exhibit, which I have never experienced before. But it's cool that they have some Imagineers on this project.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I think it'll be because it is. I didn't just imagine that. It's called Storyville, so it's like the stories from those locations.
Yeah,
so like in a way, like an Epcot.
Yeah,
or a world showcase of stories.
Yeah? It sounds promising.
I maybe I'm just.
They haven't said exactly where it's going to go, but they're expecting it to be announced sometime by the end of this year, where it will be constructed, and it should open by spring 2025, which sounds like a million years away. But I'm excited to see this progress. I was really not to bring up Evermore again, but I'm gonna do it. I was so excited for Evermore because I love high fantasy stuff, and I think that kind of aesthetic is sorely lacking in the theme park world because it's all brands, and I want just like the Shire or something.
Well, that's also a brand.
I know, but no one. They'll never sell the theme park rights to Lord of the Rings.
Don't kill me, but I yesterday watched the first half of Fellowship of the Ring for the first time.
Just the first half?
Yeah, I had to go to sleep because I had to work in the morning, and then
that's fair.
And I started the extended edition too. So I've never seen Lord of the Rings before. I read The Hobbit when I was younger, but just The Hobbit.
I like the movies, but they definitely show their age in some parts, but I think they're fun.
No, it was charming as heck.
Yeah, I loved it. But we'll keep an eye on this. They should start construction by the middle of next year, so we'll have more to share with you then, hopefully.
Awesome.
If you are a fan of Slingshot rides, a new one is coming to the Sunset Walk at Margaritaville Resort Orlando in Kissimmee. And it looks scary as heck. If I'm being honest.
I've never done any of the Slingshot rides, and I do not plan to ever do any of the Slingshot.
Me neither. I've seen too many like videos on the Soup back in the day. You guys remember the Soup of people like throwing up or passing out on those things?
Passing out on like Vine and TikTok.
No thanks. But what's cool about this Slingshot attraction is that the same company that is building this is building the new Slingshot coming to Icon Park on I-4. And it will
realize Slingshot coming there. I knew that there was the drop tower, of course, but
yeah, they're doing both of those. They're doing the Slingshot. It's called the Orlando Slingshot, and then the Orlando Free Fall will be right next to it. And they will both be record setting. The Orlando Slingshot will stand at 300 feet, and the Free Fall will be 430 feet tall, which sounds awful. But the one at Sunset Walk will be 240 feet tall and launch 2 riders at a time up to 400 feet in the air as they reach speeds of up to 100 miles per hour in under 2 seconds, which sounds just peachy.
Yeah, like I said, no thank you.
No. When that opens, I will not be jealous of the person who gets assigned to cover that.
Yeah.
Flag Retreat has returned to Disneyland and Walt Disney World as of earlier this month. You can now see the daily Flag Retreat ceremony at Magic Kingdom and Disneyland Park, featuring their respective marching bands and a member of the military that's been in the park that day. It's very special if you've never seen it. Very serious and somber, which is a unique experience to have in Magic Kingdom of all places, and Disneyland too. But they've been doing it outside of park hours. At least during COVID, they still did the Flag Retreat. But it's nice to see it back in the park.
I have never sought it out, but I have definitely seen it.
Yeah,
like been in the area, and they have like a whistle, right? That they do, and you hear it, and you're like, "What is going on?" And you're like, "Oh, there, that's right. Oh, look at the time."
Yeah. So you'll be able to see this. Times can vary, so be sure to check the Disney Parks app of your specific park you're visiting to check it out.
And I know some people will specifically seek it out. So
yeah. If you are a fan of Busch Gardens Williamsburg history, this might be of interest to you. They are auctioning off various pieces of memorabilia to benefit Give Kids the World.
That's another place I've never been.
Me neither.
And I have watched video of Curse of Dark Castle.
Same.
And it looks very interesting.
I'm really sad because it seems like something right up my alley. I love like spooky dark rides, but it long closed. I think they turned it into like a Santa Claus meet and greet right after it closed for Christmas. But I think it's just flex space for them now, which makes me really sad. But if you are a fan of this ride and you went on it before they closed it, you could own the sign, like the literal sign.
I wonder how it looks pretty big.
Yeah.
Where would you put it? But I mean, if you like the ride, that's the memorabilia to have.
Yeah, they have it kind of positioned. If you're listening to the audio version, we have photos on our website. They have it positioned up in front of a tree, and it looks like you could put it on the front of your house and it would look proportionate. So
I can't really tell how big that tree is, but I would have to imagine like in a garage space or somewhere.
yeah.
Like, I don't know if you'd be able to get it through a front door.
You could make a crazy haunted house that's Dark Castle themed and put that on the front.
Oh, yeah.
They will also be auctioning off a ride vehicle for Big Bad Wolf, which was repurposed in 2019 for Verbolten, which opened in 2012. So you could own a piece of that history. I know Big Bad Wolf is like beloved in the coaster community. They'll also have a Loch Ness Monster front car with the 40th anniversary branding on it, which sounds pretty neat. I can't imagine having a coaster car in my house, but
I've never seen like, well, not never, but like pictures. Okay, well, sorry, I need to think of how to say this. Ride vehicles outside of like either a like warehouse setting,
yeah,
or a like, I guess the only other time I've seen it is like a convention, or they have a Snow White vehicle at the Lakeland Antique Mall. I saw one there.
Oh yeah, they have a few. I think.
What do you do with one in your house? Just like use it as a couch, or
It's a photo op for when people come visit you.
I guess so.
The auction goes over a handful of days. Right now, they are auctioning off the Loch Ness Monster front car through the 18th, if you're listening to this. And then from the 18th to the 25th, they will be auctioning off a log flume vehicle from Le Scoot. Log flume ride, what a name. And then from July 25th through August 1st is when the Curse of Dark Castle sign that spans more than 13 feet will go up for auction, and I hope one of you buys it.
Please, show us.
Yeah, if you feel brave enough to bid on this, please send us a picture when they mail it to you if you win. New food has arrived at Star Wars Galaxy's Edge at Disney's Hollywood Studios, and honestly, a lot of it looks like it slaps. I obviously have not been to Galaxy's Edge in quite some time, but
it's not in Texas?
Oh, no. Walt thought about building one here, and then he was like, nah, Swampland is better. These new options are available at Docking Bay 7 Food and Cargo, and a lot of them are plant-based, or at least like a good amount of them. There is the Batuan beef and crispy topato stir fry, roasted Nandorian chicken salad.
Please say that next one.
I'm scared. Do you know how to say it?
Nope.
Pierre Janad hot chicken tipya.
And that one sounds great to me.
Pika tuna poke, which I love poke. The Outpost puff, which looks like moldy chocolate bread.
I know it does kind of look like moldy bread, but I honestly think that is probably the best dessert that they have there. Because before they had I haven't had it yet, but I mean, just looking at it, it looks like more of like a cake brownie type thing.
The bread pudding that they had before was really good.
I don't think maybe no, I did have that one. It was I don't know. I'm just a fan of like solid cakes and stuff and puddings and mousse.
Yeah. Well, this one has like a Thai tea flavored panna cotta, and I love Thai tea. So
Mm.
that's such a unique flavor. And some of the other things that they have are Kirill pork rinds,
These are at the
zucchini.
Ronto Roasters instead of
Oh, yes, Ronto Roasters. And a zucchini wrap.
zucchini wrap, basically.
Yeah. And then Triple Sun's breakfast wrap. And then the Andoan fruit with muja sauce, which is like the most weird, spacey looking thing that they've added besides the moldy bread. They're like strips of fruit.
Andoan. I feel like I recognize that from some. Did they have another Andoan thing before? Like a
Maybe
maybe it's from.
we need to bust out the Star Wars book of maps.
I'm gonna look it up right now. Andoan.
In addition to all of that delicious goodness, they've added some new things over to Fairfax Fair and Hollywood Scoops on Sunset Boulevard. Mostly hot dogs. Actually, all hot dogs, except for the milkshake at Hollywood Scoops. So, if you have been missing Disney hot dogs.
They called it Andoan wine. I think it was.
Oh.
It's on Wikipedia.
Wikipedia.
Andoan
Shout
wine.
out to Wikipedia. At Hollywood Scoops, they have the chocolate peanut butter explosion shake, which sounds amazing. But yeah, lots of new food. I don't know when I'll be at Walt Disney World next, but I'm definitely gonna eat my way through Galaxy's Edge.
Oh yeah, next time I head out there, it's gonna hurt my wallet.
And might hurt your tummy too if you eat too much. This one is really interesting. Kings Island is moving to all cashless payments by the middle of this month.
That is very strange, but I use Apple Pay all the time, so I'm cool with it.
Their reasoning was that through this, they're able to conduct contactless transactions. So in the wake of COVID-19, everyone's contactless is the way to go, I think, just in general, but I think more people are open to that idea now than they were before. Mm-hmm. And they say that virtual cashless payments are faster, safer, and always secure, which I would argue the word always, but they're pretty secure.
Yeah, I wonder if, I'm sure it's a COVID thing more, but I wonder if they were having some sort of issue with like fraud from cards or something, or know that it's a concern that at like gas stations and stuff, that sort of thing is common, and it's a big deal that they're adding, the contactless to, not have to actually swipe your card. So I wonder if I hope not.
I would hope not as well. But this, obviously, it's going to cause a bit of strain for people who are just used to carrying cash to the parks.
But they're going to have the stations, the kiosks.
Yes. So if you don't have a card or a smartphone, you can use one of their cash to card kiosks that will put your cash onto a card as like a balance. And it gives you a card and you can use it anywhere, not just at the park. So I assume it's just like one of those load and scan cards that you can get at like Walmart or Target.
Right.
And they have
stations in the park. Is that what you were about to say?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. They have 4 in the park and then 1 at Soak City Water Park. But it's interesting. And Worlds of Fun has also gone cashless as well.
I'm sure that the team members who work at the water park will appreciate not having to handle soaked cash anymore.
Oh, I never even thought about that, but that sounds awful.
I know. I have a friend who works in a water park or one of the Disney ones, and they were telling me how terrible it is to go through, and they pull it out of their bikini tops and swim trunks and
no.
So a card will be the much they can swipe it and done. So
here's my question for you then. Disney obviously puts a lot of emphasis on contactless transactions and
Right.
even interactions at this point with mobile ordering, mobile check-in for your hotel, and paying for stuff with your Magic Band. Could we ever see Disney move towards cashless? Like, maybe not as cold turkey as this, but eventually be like, yeah, we're not going to accept cash anymore.
I think, I mean, this is Kings Island, so
Yeah.
it's not near these parks like Disney or Universal,
Yeah.
physically. Um, so I think, maybe they'll start, like smaller parks will start doing this more and more, and then I feel like it would take a lot for, especially with how much tourism there is
Yeah.
at the bigger parks. Not that there isn't any at Kings Island, but
Yeah. It's vastly different.
To answer your question, yes, in years, like if
Yeah.
I'd be really shocked if they just like this park is doing.
Yeah, it was very sudden. I mean, in my experience, I worked merchandise at Hollywood Studios for like 2 years, and more often than not, people paid with their Magic Bands or their phones or just like
Really?
general credit debit card. I hardly ever handled
What year was
cash.
that?
2016 into 2018.
Okay, so that's a while ago now.
Yeah, but at the time,
maybe it really will make the change that fast. Maybe.
I mean, if they're not going to straight up say we are cashless, it just may be like a natural progression of the guest, People don't want to have to carry around a wallet full of cash. You never know. And there were also, at least at Disney, people who would buy up those gift cards, like the $100 ones, and make that their trip budget and just like hand me gift card after gift card after gift card to pay their purchases off. So anything is possible, but it's definitely interesting to see Kings Island just go cold turkey with it. And I will keep my eyes peeled to see if that has any ripple effect for the rest of the parks in the industry.
The sole way that anyone's going to transact at Walt Disney World is Batu and Spira, actually.
Oh. I still want one of those, even though they're super silly and frivolous. They're cool.
I've seen some people, they drill a hole in the top and make it a little necklace after they're done with it.
That's cool. I like that.
It actually is metal and, like a little coin.
I like that. That's not a bad idea. Over at Harry Potter New York, which opened not too long ago, they have announced an opening date for their virtual reality experiences that they teased a bit when they first opened. There will be 2 of them opening on July 15th, and they sound really awesome. One is called Chaos at Hogwarts, and it's got a storyline to it, but it's also partially free roam of the Hogwarts castle grounds.
That's so weird to me.
Which sounds crazy. Imagine if you ever did the Void at Disney Springs or Downtown Disney, where they had you wear the backpacks and the helmets and everything. Imagine something similar to that, but also hand and feet trackers and a peripheral wand as well.
It sounds very fun.
Yeah.
I didn't expect this. I don't think I noticed the tease at all or for it. So I kind of, when they announced this, just blindsided me. I was like, oh. And also in their press release, they say something about allowing fans to step into this magical world for the first time. And I'm like, for the first time? I feel like
shade.
I feel like I've been there a few times. Maybe, in Orlando and California and Tokyo.
I never heard of it. Never heard of it. And then the other experience is called Wizards Take Flight, which is a first for Harry Potter fans, at least, where you will be able to board a physical broom and fly.
You know what this sounds like to me? It sounds like Aladdin's Magic Carpet VR at Disney Quest.
I never did that.
No, oh,
No, I know.
it sounds like a very similar experience to me. You would like sit on the. It was more honestly. It looked more like a motorcycle, like
uh,
sort of
yeah.
thing, and the helmet would come down over you, and you would like steer it around Agrabah. But
Oh.
this sounds like the same thing, but at Hogwarts to me.
Yeah, so this one you'll fly over the streets of London, very much Harry Potter and the Deathly Hollows Part 1, where you're having a battle against the Death Eaters. So you'll have a helmet, a backpack,
Had a
hand
big
trackers. Well,
sorry.
God, I really hope they don't do that. That would be traumatic. And you will have to fly and cast spells. And then after that is like a free fly around the Hogwarts grounds, which sounds very cool if it looks great.
It's interesting that both of them have like a free roam.
Yeah.
What will that look like?
I can't imagine. The VR experiences are being created by Warner Media, teaming up with the creative teams of Weaver and Keylight and Dreamscape Immersive, but I've never heard of any of those before. So I can't speak to how cool it is or not. I haven't done VR since I went to Vegas in 2019, and I can't remember if that was like a big name brand behind the shooter game that I played, but the Void was like peak, experiential VR that I've ever done, at least until it, crashed and burned.
I miss it so much. And the way
I do too. Yeah.
And the way it like kind of linked up with Vader Immortal, the at home,
Yeah.
You played that, right? I know you did the sample with me at Star Wars Celebration.
That was it. That's all I ever played. I don't have
it.
Yeah.
We need to get on that. It's really fun.
If they put out, well, they are, when they do PlayStation 5 VR, I'll get that.
Awesome. Is it going to be wireless?
I don't know. I don't think they've really said anything besides it's coming.
Okay. If it's wireless, I'm definitely going to get it because there's some games on some VR games that are not on Oculus that are on PlayStation that I've been itching to get.
Ooh. I know literally nothing about VR. Okay. So these two experiences they're separately priced to going into the store. Obviously, the store entering it is free. You have to buy stuff. But this is a paid experience. It's $34 per guest per VR experience. So if you want to pay, or if you want to do both, it's $68 per person.
That sounds pretty similar to the Void, was it not?
I think the Void was like 40-ish per person, maybe.
Yeah. So it's about the same, a little bit less.
Yeah. But you also get to create your own avatar. It's got customizable features, like you can pick your house. I assume hair, skin color, eye color, perhaps.
I think they all have their Quidditch goggles on.
Yeah, oh, well then maybe not.
Goggles, of course, but.
Well, that's smart. But what is cool about it is if you get a VR reservation, you get to cut the line to go into the store to do your VR thing. And then after you have your experience, you get to go in the store with no wait.
I am sure that that is going to be necessary. I haven't seen the store's open, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I haven't seen too many pictures from it yet. But I can imagine that there is a long line outside the experience and the store.
There is a great vlog from Potter Collector on YouTube. He was there opening day and did like a full.
Well, I'm sure that's going to be more crowded.
I think he went like on the media portion or something, but it's 3 floors of stuff. It's packed. You should watch it. It looks very, very cool. Okay. This is kind of all the Harry Potter gaminess you're going to get until next year when Hogwarts Legacy comes out, unless it gets delayed again. We'll see.
Forgot about that one.
I'm still waiting because that's like my dream.
One of the reasons I watched Lord of the Rings the other day is because I saw the Gollum teaser.
Yeah. Yeah.
That looks real good to me.
Mm-hmm. I will probably pick that one up for sure. Over at Legoland New York Resort, they have officially opened all 7 of their themed lands to the public. Because of COVID, they had to do kind of a phased opening in chunks, and they opened all but one land, and now they are complete. Annual pass holders and single day ticket holders can now visit Brick Street, Bricktopia, Lego Ninjago World, Lego Castle, Lego City, Miniland, and Lego Pirates.
I took my boyfriend for his first time to Legoland for our 2-year anniversary this past month.
Oh, how did he like it?
Fun. It was great. We got to do everything we wanted to do, except for what's it called? The dinosaur roller coaster. It started pouring before we could
Oh man. Did you get apple fries though? That's like
I asked him if we wanted to, and he was like, "That sounds disgusting." And I was like, "Okay, well, we won't get
what? The apple fries are like a thing. You have to do the apple fries.
I'm sorry. We did walk around Cypress Gardens.
Okay. I'll give you that. But that's exciting. If you are in the New York area, this is the biggest Legoland out of all of the Legolands. It's huge. And
I go real bad.
Yeah, it seems like a lot of fun. The final phase of the resort is, of course, the Legoland Hotel. It's not open just yet, but it is available for booking starting August 6th. So if you feel like a pre-back-to-school trip is in order, this might be a good one for you.
I might head out there now that I know that once that hotel's open.
Do it.
Doesn't seem like a...
And then you can just pop into New York City and see...
Oh, yeah, and go to Broadway. That'll be
go see Jordan Fisher and Dear Evan Hansen for me.
Okay.
He comes back in October. Okay, so this portion of the podcast starts... We're still in News in the Queue, but these last 4 items before we get to the big one all could have been the main attraction. It was very hard to pick.
This one is what I would have picked. Well, this one, and I'll tell you the other one when we get to it. But this is right here. Here, can I read the...
Yeah, do it.
It's the Avengers Quantum Encounter with Ant-Man, and it is coming to the Worlds of Marvel aboard the Disney Wish. And it's basically the one of the dinner experiences they have on board. And I'm pumped about it.
I love Ant-Man purely for Paul Rudd's antics, but I'm very excited to see an Ant-Man dining experience.
Well, it's not just Ant-Man. They're presenting for the Avengers or something, it says, right?
Yeah, with I think Captain Marvel and Captain America will also be making appearances during this dinner. Mm-hmm. It's like a full show.
I'm very interested. It says I scrolled down a little bit there. What was it? It says something about the villain. It says an unexpected villain shows up and tries to get their hands on the powerful technology, because it says they're going to be showcasing the new PimTech Quantum Core.
Yeah.
So, drink and grow your food on your table somehow?
I would love to see that in real time.
I think that this, like, if people were having second thoughts about, sailing on the Wish, this is going to get them to go.
Yeah. I want to sail on the Wish so bad.
Me too.
But what I think is so interesting about this experience, so this is being housed in Worlds of Marvel, Cinematic Dining Adventure is the name of the restaurant. But I can't help but wonder if we're going to get different experiences over time to coincide with the films. Because by the time this is sailing, Quantum Mania will be out.
I didn't even consider, because it's called Quantum Encounter. So yeah. The villain's gonna be Kang. Duh, right?
They never specified the gender, I guess, to make you wonder, but
I mean, if it really is coinciding with Quantum Mania, it's gonna be Kang.
They never confirmed that's what it is, but synergy in Disney is like their bread and butter, so I couldn't. That was all I could think about. Was like
Master at Avengers Campus right now.
Yeah, well, that's a whole other can of worms.
Oh yeah, I know.
But
You see
yeah.
that, Black Widow talk here up on the screen. I don't know if
Oh,
you still see it there.
yeah, I got it. But this sounds very, very cool. Each table is going to have their own quantum core at the table. And they'll be able to shrink and grow various targets at the push of a button. I don't know if those targets will be your food or if they'll just be like little things like, oh, we're going to make this ant really, really big or really, really tiny. That kind of thing. Hello Kitty Pez dispenser.
In the little video that they released, the little girl at the table, who I presumably is a guest, has the button there, and she hits it, and her cupcake, right, gets huge. So I'm wondering, like, if it's not your food, at least it'll be food around the restaurant, maybe? I don't know.
Maybe. But this sounds very, very exciting. And at least the interior, it's very like blue arc reactor, Iron Man, Avengers kind of aesthetic. So I wonder if like the inside will stay the same, but the show will change.
It's the same way with have you been on you haven't been on Disney Cruise?
No, never.
They convert the Animator's Palette restaurant from, they have like the shelves, they're able to flip them around, and one side of them has just generic like Disney animation memorabilia on it, and then the other side has specifically Pixar and mostly Nemo stuff, because they do
cool.
One night they'll have you in that restaurant and they'll do the main animation show, and then the other night they'll switch it over, and the lighting will change, they'll flip those shelves around, and they'll do Turtle Talk with Crush.
That's so neat.
It's probably the same sort of concept, I would imagine, with this restaurant. I don't think, did they announce that Animator's Palette's on this ship?
No, they did not. I think it's just
it's probably sort of replacement restaurant then.
Yeah, they're doing
that's the big space.
Yeah, it's the Worlds of Marvel, Frozen, and then like a Walt Disney themed dining experience. But this restaurant will offer food inspired by the various home countries and planets of your favorite Marvel superheroes.
I'm really interested to see what they have from Sokovia, considering it's been destroyed.
It's just a plate of burnt food. That's the joke. Sorry, that was really mean.
Okay, it's not real.
It's not real. It was real to Wanda.
maybe it'll be like red food for her powers. I don't know. We'll see.
I don't ask me. Disneyland Paris kind of shook up the theme park Twitter last week when they announced a replacement for their Fast Pass program called Disney Premier Access, which they've used before in timed increments. I think they used it for after hours events and stuff. But this is permanent, and it's like a pay to get to the front of the line kind of thing.
I mean, the Fast Pass is gone. They took down, did you see the pictures from Disneyland? They took down all their Fast Pass signs already. So
yeah, so now if you either pay to play, so to speak, with Premier Access, or you can use the standby line pass, which has been on the Disneyland Paris app since last year, but it's basically like you sign up, you'll get dinged when it's your time to go in the ride, but you can't do it immediately. It does require a bit of waiting, but you don't have to wait in the physical line. With Premier Access, you cut that line. You walk up to the front with your privilege. And
the catch is it's $10 per ride.
Yeah.
Which is kind of crazy, but I mean, if I could pay $10 to skip I don't know. The question is, like, for each person, how long is long enough of a line to pay $10 to skip it? And it's going to vary.
At Disneyland Paris, it would have to be a really long line, but I would do that for Phantom Manor, maybe.
Phantom Manor, maybe Tower. I don't know.
Yeah, but that would be it. At least until they get all of these expansions.
Oh yeah, Avengers, have they named that coaster yet?
Gosh, they probably did, and I
Whatever
can't remember.
the Avengers coaster's name is
Yeah,
gonna have
that.
the longest line of
Yeah,
I'm sure.
but this brought up a pretty divisive discussion online about kind of paying to get Disney offerings that were once free and are now kind of add-on experiences. Like before, it was just kind of fast pass. At least at Walt Disney World, fast pass is free. Your transportation into the park from hotels is free. And I think parking at one point was also not super expensive, or parking at the hotels. That's what it was. Parking at the hotels used to not be an additional fee. And I guess it just, how much is too much? At what point do you get priced out of a Disney trip,
Yeah, no, that's a great point. I wouldn't be totally shocked if we saw something like this in Walt Disney World, because Disneyland has, what's it called, the
Max Pass.
Max Pass, and that's $10 for the day. Right?
It was when it launched. I believe they haven't brought it back post-COVID yet, but I do believe they raised the price at least to like $20, $25. But it's for the day per person, so you pay for it, you're good for that whole day. It's not per ride, which is insane.
Yeah, that was their first test at it. Now they're seeing if they can get $10 per ride.
Ooh.
And next, it's gonna implement it all everywhere.
And then what next? Do you pay to go see like the Phantasmics and the fireworks, like for Primo viewing spots or something?
I think not just you, but
yeah,
that argument right there. I think it's like just pushing it. Like I really don't think they would start.
Yeah, I mean,
right? Like it.
I would argue that they make you pay for good viewing for the shows, at least like through dining packages. And I'm just playing devil's advocate at this point.
I know. It's just they wouldn't do it, right? Right? Like,
so you say that,
like,
I worry.
Yeah.
Yeah, so this definitely kind of caused an existential crisis amongst a lot of Disney Parks fans.
I'm having it right now.
Yep. I really don't want to see it come to the States because it's already expensive enough to do a Disney trip, not even counting your accommodations and food, and the tickets themselves are expensive, and it's already cumbersome enough right now with park passes and everything to get the fast passes that you want and to be able to go on the certain park that you want to go on the day that you want to go there. I feel like this would just...
some park, one of the SeaWorlds stopped with their reservations recently, didn't they?
Yes. I think that was SeaWorld Orlando.
Did you talk about with that Seth already, or is that just...
I think so. Or, yeah. But Disney said that they will have park reservations, at least for the foreseeable future. So, oof. Okay, Quinn, this one's yours.
All right. The Haunting of Hill House has been announced for Universal's Halloween Horror Nights in both Hollywood and Orlando.
Which I thought was a nice little inclusion.
I'm pumped about it. I saw one of the actors. I follow one of them from Bly Manor, and he was like, "Oh, I'm definitely heading out to this." And then someone was like, "Oh, you should come out to Orlando." So he was like, "Nah, I can't. I'm not going all the way out there." But like, I personally, I've never been to Hollywood, so I can't speak from experience, but I can definitely speak from video, and I feel like this is the general consensus that Orlando's houses are much better and much more detailed, with makeup and scenic and everything. I feel bad that, and oh my god, you know that picture of what's his name, the little kid from Stranger Things, and he's with that like terrible like likeness of himself.
Yes,
in the house. And it's like, but we had such better versions, and they went to that one, and they think we did them so dirty, but really Orlando's is like up there. Sorry,
Yeah.
that was my little rant.
No, it's okay. I am right there with you. I do not like haunts. They scare me. And not in like a fun way. But I too watch the videos every year because Universal always they like get me because they pick an IP that I really care about. And they're like, look, we're doing this thing. Beetlejuice, The Shining. I love the Haunting series. Bly Manor is my favorite of the two, but I loved Hill House when it came out. And I'm like, do I want to do it? But Hollywood especially seems very fond of like the black box rooms with just like trapdoor boo hole things. Yeah. And that's kind of like their scenic changes instead of just like flowing from scene to scene. And the environment's kind of being this big giant thing instead of vignettes from the IP.
I don't know what it is. Like why they
I think that's a Murdy. John Murdy.
That's it, is his.
I think that's his bag. They also do a lot of like masks instead of face actors for things. Yeah, you would know that very well.
I can say this. I'm not him anymore. I was friends. I don't know. Maybe I shouldn't say it outright. But I was friends with Jack Torrance in The Shining when it was at Halloween Horror Nights in 2017. And we had like a forehead piece. I don't know how into detail I should go, but the ones over there, they were just full heads. They didn't have the actors' faces at all behind them, and hers looked so much better, and they still didn't look up there.
Yeah.
But
I mean, I think it gives you more as an actor to play with if you're able to show your face when you're performing. And it's also for the person being scared. It's not just someone going in a mask. It's, there's a person there threatening you in a safe way, in a safe environment. But
I mean, the axe.
Yeah, it adds to it. And I can't even imagine, like, there is a horrifying scare with the bent neck lady in Haunting of Hill House. And I know that they're just going to throw a mannequin on a thing and then she's going to fall down. But they could, if they felt brave enough, do like a, the Wicked Witch that they did, was it 2019?
About the car scare? Which bent neck lady scare you? It's weird.
When she drops down from the ceiling, it's when she realizes that she is the bent.
Oh, okay. The one where
yeah.
I didn't even think about doing that scene. The one that keeps playing in my head when I think of the house is, I really hope. Sorry, wait. Do you want to finish your thought about that?
I was just gonna say, do you remember the Scary Tales? Was that it with the witch?
Yeah, she was swinging. Do you think she would swing?
They could just do something with a live actress with that I think would be really cool, but I'm sure they're just going to stick a mannequin on a rope. And
he's so still in that scene that I don't see what the point of having it be a real person would be, especially since there's no way it's going to be in your face because it's her dropping down.
Yeah.
But the one I always think about is I guess I don't want to spoil it, but
it's been out for forever.
You're right. When she walks when Luke goes in and throws the gas all over the floor, and Olivia is standing up there on the staircase, and like the rope goes like through the flames, and like the wind like billows past her. Like I think of because you've seen the picture of the facade.
It looks beautiful.
Go to our website, look at that picture. It's great. It looks so good. I can't wait to walk through it. But I hope you walk into that room, that first big staircase, and she's up there, and like they could have like the room projection mapped and have that like blue flame like roll across the room. Wouldn't that be so good?
Yeah, it would. Oh, that is such a good show. Ugh. Mike Flanagan knows what he's doing. But this is very, very exciting. It's also I think the first house for Hollywood to be announced so far.
Is it?
I think so.
Beetlejuice.
I don't think Beetlejuice is Hollywood? Unless it.
I believe it is.
Oh,
I feel like I remember personally.
I
I might be wrong.
no,
It's hit or miss with this one.
It's hit or miss, but Hollywood's been really quiet. Is what I was getting at is they've been super quiet. They haven't started selling tickets or anything. So get on it, Hollywood.
For fans of Hill House, they have confirmed that they will have the tall man, the bent neck lady, the ghost in the basement,
Great.
and more. And of course, you're going to be walking through the red room, which is the main, the heart of the house.
I can't wait. I also really want on like my wish list of scenes to be included in the house is Nell's funeral scene where everyone's just screaming at each other and her corpse falls out of the casket.
I feel like they're not going to leave the house itself.
Yeah, probably
because
not.
of the way that the house, like the description, it says that you'll go into the house itself. So I don't think that they almost describe it in a way that like I'm not even sure that like any of the living characters will be there because it sounds like
ghosts only.
Right. Don't
know. We'll have to see. All right, and our last bit of news in the queue before we get to the main attraction, Halloween time is back at the Disneyland Resort this year, and pretty much like the whole thing.
Yeah,
which I wasn't expecting at all, really, to be honest.
That they were going to do like the layovers of the attractions. I figured maybe Haunted Mansion Holiday, but I didn't think Monsters After Dark would come back for this year. But it's all back.
Yeah, it starts September 3rd and runs through Halloween, October 31st. Oogie Boogie Bash is happening as the Halloween party thing over at DCA. I don't know if or when we'll ever see Mickey's Halloween party come back to Disneyland Park. But you're getting fireworks and on the weekends, at least with Halloween screams. During the week, it will just be projections only. Which sounds very fun. Characters in costumes. Cars Land will get its Halloween makeover as well. Mission Breakout will become Monsters After Dark. And then the Plaza de la Familia will welcome back a musical celebration of Coco. And the Oogie Boogie Bash will host the parade, the Frightfully Fun Parade, which is basically Mickey's Halloween parade, what you call it, with a different title float. But
Boo to You? Is that what you're talking about?
Did they call it Boo to You over there?
I don't know about Disneyland. I thought that's just what you were referring to.
Oh no, they had a Disneyland Halloween parade.
I've never been to Disneyland for Halloween. I want to really bad, especially for Monsters After Dark and Cars Land.
But they're bringing back the whole parade. It's not cavalcades. This is a parade, like straight up. And
we're not Boo to You for what is it called? Boo Bash? It's Boo Bash right here.
Boo Bash. Yes. No, you're getting cavalcades.
That's crazy.
Still. Yeah, which is why I was so surprised. Like I figured maybe they'll bring back the ride overlays, but they're certainly not going to bring back the parade.
Good for California.
Yeah.
That sounds real fun.
Now be fair to Florida.
Yeah.
If you are interested in going to Oogie Boogie Bash, it runs on 25 select nights starting September 9th through Halloween. It's separately ticketed. Guests of all ages can wear costumes, which is super fun. Tickets go on sale on July 13th, which if you are listening to this, that's tomorrow. So be prepared. The tickets will go live no earlier than 9 a.m. Pacific time. But they haven't said any more specific of a launch time than that. I guarantee the website will crash at least once.
This is the first time that Avengers Campus will be able to you'll be able to dress up and go to Avengers Campus. I'm sure we're going to see some great Marvel costumes.
I didn't even think about that. Oh man,
it's going to be confusing. They'll have because they have so many characters out and about there that you're going to see multiple of the same character and be like, which one's the official one and which one's a guest?
That's like the people who dress up as princesses and go meet the princesses at the parks. Ooh, that'll be interesting. Man, I want to go to Disneyland for Halloween.
Me too.
I'm so jealous. But that I'm
now.
Right now. But it's great to see Disneyland moving towards a sense of normalcy at what appears to be a faster rate than Walt Disney World. So good for them. And before we get to the main attraction for this week, we have a quick word from our sponsor.
Here at Destinations with Character Travel, we offer the best experience with your travels. Need to visit the thrilling Disneyland Resort, Walt Disney World? Maybe lounge about on a Disney cruise or any other major cruise line? No problem. So if you're looking for a stress and hassle-free vacation, visit us at www.destinationswithcharacter.com. Contact us today and let us plan a magical vacation for you and your family.
It's time for the main attraction!
And the main attraction for this week is the new, shiny, revamped Jungle Cruise at Disneyland, which our reporter Sam got up bright and early. She told me she got up at like 4:30 in the morning to go take pictures and video of the Disneyland version that's been fully updated. And it looks very fun.
It does. I really want to go on ours once it's fully done. I know there's a few pieces that are still under scrim here at Disney World, but theirs is all done. I did watch the video. Some of those scenes are super cute.
Yeah.
I think that ours have some different scenes than theirs does, or will have.
Yeah, or at least like altered versions of the same scenes, like characters may be doing different things. Disneyland opted to keep Jungle Cruise closed when they first reopened to guests post-COVID closure. The ride officially opens on the 16th, but I believe they're already doing soft openings. So
I am all for any new connections to Society of Explorers and Adventurers. And from the pictures I saw, there are many little Easter details connecting it to different attractions like Tower of Terror in Tokyo and Mystic Manor in Hong Kong.
Yeah. Of course, we have the new totem pole with our cast of travelers and the skipper, but we've also got a bunch of animal stars kind of taking the center stage. Of course, they have a sinking Jungle Cruise boat, which seems very on the nose.
I think that I saw someone else tweet this. I don't know who it is. I can't remember. But they thought about what had happened and decided to get rid of all Google searches for that by adding it into the ride.
And you know what? That's
Jungle
brilliant.
Cruise. There it is. It's in the ride, not the one that actually sang.
It's brilliant SEO marketing is what that is. Very, very smart. There are also a bunch of really great looking chimpanzee animatronics causing all sorts of havoc with all of the various travelers.
Those are the ones that'll be doing different things here and in Disneyland. The ones in Disneyland currently can be seen catching butterflies. And here they'll be doing something slightly worse, which is eating them.
Yeah, I can't wait for pictures of that. Gosh.
Yeah,
that sounds kind of traumatic.
It does. I mean, I know that I don't know if that will have the same thing here, but I did in the video. I noticed one of them at the campsite is waving a gun around, and I was like,
"Yes, I saw that." I was like, "That monkey has a gun." Please ride this when it reopens, and let me know if they do that in Florida too.
Oh, I will. Don't worry.
I wonder what the spiel is from the skipper at that part, because in the video I was focused more on like the
Oh
additions
yeah.
to the ride and not the spiel.
Oh my gosh, when they're eating them, what are they gonna say? They're gonna be like, what, they're having a light snack or something. Like,
Oh my gosh.
it's like,
Butterflies in the stomach, taking it to a new level.
there we go. That's it. Butterflies.
And then there's also a few nods. For example, out in Florida, when you come across the chimpanzees who have stolen a skipper boat, they will have a map to Disneyland's Jungle Cruise, and at Disneyland they have a map to Walt Disney World's Jungle Cruise, which I think is probably why they are lost, but it's very cute.
Yeah, and it's the same boat that's sinking. I believe it, like half of it is stolen by the chimps and half of it is sunken. I think that's what they said.
It's really smart. And because Jungle Cruise never really had like a through plot before. And I know some were wary of kind of changing this classic attraction. I mean, when you think of Magic Kingdom, you think of Haunted Mansion and Big Thunder and Jungle Cruise and Space Mountain, and like touching any of these things, they're sacred.
It needed to.
Yeah, I agree.
It needed to change.
I think everything that they've done still feels in the spirit of the original attraction.
And the way that they didn't, that we know of, from the new film.
At least on the ride itself.
Yeah.
They did add some stuff in the queue. Just some, yeah.
Oh, do tell. I did not read this part. Go ahead. I didn't know.
It's just like in Alberta Falls office, above the entrance to the ride. So like when you walk up here, Dwayne Johnson and Emily Blunt's jackets from the film are hanging up in there.
All right, that's not too like that's very subtle.
Yeah,
so it's not. I mean, I know that they have been making the rock joke on the ride already.
Yeah,
about the the big granite, or they take it for granite, but it's a rock. I don't remember the joke. They make a joke about the rock now, but
yeah.
If it's just that, it's just that there. Depending on how well the movie does, maybe it'll be the biggest hit since Pirates of the Caribbean, and we'll get a million more auditions. But
I feel like that's what Disney is hoping for, is that it's going to be like a new Pirates thing.
I hope so too, because that would mean fingers crossed, maybe C takes off in that case, and we get. Who knows how much of that is in the actual film, but I would love to see a Mystic Manor movie that connects to it someday.
Well, they are workshopping a C Disney Plus show.
Yes, but I'm wondering, will that be in the same universe as the Jungle Cruise movie? Yeah,
I would hope so, at least because it seems like they're really trying to build this out. But I do appreciate not shoehorning a Dwayne Johnson animatronic at the end of the ride at Trader Sam's gift shop, like waving to you as you get off the boat. Because that would be horrifying, if I'm being honest.
We used to have them at Universal Orlando, and in Disaster. So
really,
yeah, they would have the kid. They would, when they do the little filming thing, not an animatronic, but he was in the attraction. They would have the kid. Like they would film the different disaster scenes, have the kids standing there, and they'd have a boulder hanging from the ceiling, and they would say, "Hey kid, look up at the rock and wave." And then when they showed the actual video, because he was on a green screen, it would be him looking up at the rock instead of like an actual rock.
That's so dumb.
Have on the Jungle Cruise, but yeah,
that's so silly, but I love that.
The first time that it's definitely not that Disney and Universal have used the same joke, but
look at the rock and wave. Yeah, I'm itching to see all of the new additions and the polish that this ride has gotten in person, and I want to hear any of the new jokes and kind of what the experience sounds like, because the skippers now have to participate in this through plot.
Mm-hmm.
And instead of just kind of being a tour guide and pointing out, this is my favorite leaf, this is my favorite flower. Look how big this butterfly is.
They'll
That kind of
still
thing.
do that sort of thing because they are
Right.
tour guides for the, jungle cruise. But
Yeah.
I definitely think I honestly don't know how much of like it does have scenes that continue like from each other.
Yeah.
But I don't think that like overall they're that affected by the skip or the skippers are affected by that.
Yeah. I guess I just want to see how it's implemented, like how the whole
I
experience
see what you mean. Okay.
comes together. Yeah. Because I know Jungle Cruise as it was before all of these changes happened, because the last time I went to the parks, it was literally the days before they closed for COVID.
Mm-hmm.
So it looks great. I think they did a great job. Disney, at least Imagineering, is killing it with these revamps of rides, like Snow White's Enchanted Wish looks beautiful. Yeah. This looks great. I haven't seen footage of the revamps to Tower of Terror that they did back in 2019, but it seemed really cool. Just keep on working on these rides. Give us the explosion finale at Big Thunder Mountain in Florida.
Oh, please. I've been wanting that for however long it's been in Disneyland.
And do something about Space Mountain. Something. But
Hyperspace Mountain.
Oh, yeah, give us I've never done Hyperspace Mountain and I want to.
I've done that one. I haven't done Ghost Galaxy. That's the one I really want to try.
I've been told it's like actually scary.
Yeah, because it just pops up.
Jump scares are not my friend.
But on Space Mountain?
I don't know, man. You're asking a lot of me.
Okay. Sorry.
No, it's okay. It makes me think of that one episode of ENL that we did at Hallow Scream at Busch Gardens, Tampa, and they made me go through a house with the lights on, and we're like, oh, it's just a tour, but all the scares were active, and then they made us get on Sheikra with scare actors.
The zombies? Or were they zombies, or?
They weren't zombies, they were just like...
Too scared to know?
They were just like regulars. There was like a scary asylum patient, and
it's so intriguing to me, like how they make their rides themed to Hollow Scream, but they don't have a storyline with it.
Yeah.
You're scary. Go on the ride.
Just go. You're scary. But yeah, maybe one day. I'll be brave enough.
I think I've ridden rides with a scare actor before. That's not true. I've done their at Hollow Scream their zombie bumper cars.
Oh,
but I haven't done Sheikra with a scare actor.
It's a little frightening, at least when you do that kind of stall right at the big first drop. Mm-hmm. You're all just kind of sitting there, and they're like saying weird, creepy things or laughing maniacally, and then you just. I believe there's video of it on the attractions YouTube channel. If you feel like watching me suffer for your enjoyment, I encourage you to go look that up.
That sounds like a fun time to me.
Well, maybe you should have gone instead of me.
I should have.
But before we go, I do want to...
Sorry.
What?
I said I'll go with you next time.
Oh yeah, if I'm ever,
I'll watch you get scared and enjoy it in person.
Oh, it's great. I just like seize up and I close my eyes really tight, and people have to like hold my arms and walk me through.
How will you appreciate the scenic and the makeup?
I'm too scared. Too scared. I do have a couple listener thank yous to share this week. In case you didn't know, Attractions Magazine has a 4-tier subscription service, and if you pick Club or VIP when you sign up the week after you join, you get a shout out here on the podcast. And this week, we are giving big thank yous and snaps and claps to Wendy Withrow and Philip Laws. Thank you so much.
Woo!
And if you are interested, our summer 2021 issue is available now at attractionsmagazine.com/store. And if you prefer to read your theme park reading materials not on physical paper, we have a digital subscription option where you could get it on your e-reader, your iPad, what have you, if that's what you prefer.
Easy to access.
Yeah. And I would also like to thank once again Destinations with Character Travel for making this show possible. And we really appreciate it. So check them out. Support our sponsors.
For sure, yeah.
And if you could, please, I'm going to say this since Seth isn't here to beg you himself. Please go to your podcast listening app of choice. Rate this podcast 5 stars and say something nice. Because if you do that, the algorithm gods of the podcast world will see it and they'll be like, this podcast is okay. And then they will recommend it to other theme park fans that might potentially be interested in what we're doing here. And that's how we get more ears listening to us. So if you could do that, we'd really appreciate it.
I would love more people listening to this podcast.
I would too. I feel like I'm shouting into the void sometimes. Quinn, if you would tell the folks at home where they can find you on the interwebs.
I didn't type out my thing here.
Oh.
I'm listening to a podcast also, so you might not be able to see. It's Quinn Boom, QUINNBOOM, on most of my social media, honestly. And then I think I'm just Quinn Roseboom on Twitter.
And you can find me at Brittany Tuttle. That's BRITTANITUTTLE. Yes, it's spelled funny on Twitter and Instagram, but also every day at attractionsmagazine.com, at Attractions on Twitter, at Attractions Magazine on Instagram, and youtube.com/attractionsmagazine, where you've been hanging out with us for the past hour and some change.
You have that so much more prepared than I honestly, I was at my parents' house watching In the Heights like an hour ago. And not an hour ago now, I guess 2 hours ago. And I looked at my email and I said, oh my God, I'm doing the podcast. And I ran home and here I am.
I think you did pretty well considering.
Thank you. I definitely wasn't as prepared as I was last time, because last time I like intricately read through each of the things. And this time you were like, this is the thing. And I was like, oh, whoa.
It's okay. We run this thing fast and loose, and we're doing it live, and that makes it more fun. But as for like all of my bits, that's like muscle memory at this point.
That's fair. I think your dog is trying to get in the door or something. It just like swooped open behind you.
It wouldn't be the first time he's interrupted the podcast. But until next week, I hope you guys stay safe, try something new, but most importantly, have fun, and we'll see you next time.
Have fun.